Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
He went outside. People say that he saved delivery guys hours of time, added together to years of time saved.
Oh, hello. You're listening there. Are you listening? Hello, it's Chapo.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, quick audible. I'm gonna call here. You guys, I mean, you're of course you are aware, and hopefully our listeners are aware of the fact that we have an upcoming show in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on October 30th. Guys, what would you say if we just flipped it up a little bit and did a show in Fort Myers, Florida, on October 30th?
I see no reason that could be a problem. I haven't looked at the internet for a while, so last I heard, Fort Myers is doing great.
Well, shout out to all of our fans and listeners in Fort Myers. I guess we're coming through doing a show.
Yeah.
Wait, are we? Did it move? The venue move? What's going on?
Fort Myers, Florida moved.
Yeah.
Into the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. I guess I would have seen something in the chat. If,
They just got hit by they got rocked by a hurricane, and Matt and I, we were just talking just because of Fort Myers getting erased by the Gulf of Mexico. We were talking about this huge property development called like Coral Gables or Coral Heights. It was one of these fastest growing communities where I was just like the story of Florida really is just making billions selling swamp into housing, making swamps into housing developments. So they took what used to be mangroves and swamps, things that are naturally buffers to storm surges caused by hurricanes, and just created this kind of community where all the streets is water, so everyone has oceanfront.
Everyone's got waterfront property, and you go around in a boat, I guess, instead of a car. It's what everyone wants. They want that waterfront.
I love that. They made the most wasteful and low IQ version of Venice possible.
Yeah.
Like, hey, all the magic and history and grandeur of Venice. Get rid of all of that. Just the risk of drowning. That's all you have in common with it. If it rains too much, you will be soaked in water. That's the only thing that it has that it can compare to Venice.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's they're in a water grid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so looking and such a crime against nature, and took away the natural protection that offered against hurricanes.
Yeah,
and another point you brought out is that look, they're natural disasters. They're a plague on our society. It's something that we all have to live with. But hurricanes on the Gulf Coast are you can set your watch by it.
You're getting one a year.
You're getting
minimum.
at least one a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the idea that you would make these housing developments on former swampland or mangroves or whatever is one thing, but then this is the fastest growing fucking housing development in Florida.
It's wild.
It's just why?
Yeah.
Why? You need to have a view of a canal that much?
People want to look at the canal.
Well, thinking of I don't know. I'll try this segue out. Speaking of water-based disasters, how about that Nord Stream pipeline explosion?
Blowing up like Nord Stream.
Blowing up like Nord Stream. Yeah, so the main Russian pipeline connecting their natural gas to all of Western Europe mysteriously exploded over the weekend.
Yeah.
Rendering it a just giant methane-spewing garbage dump at the bottom of the fucking Baltic Ocean. Yeah. Okay, so Anne Applebaum's husband basically congratulated the United States for our wonderful performance in underwater demolitions.
Yeah.
What's going on here? What's up with this Nord Stream? I mean, because all signs would point to cui bono. It's America doing this.
I guess, but you're hitting the accelerator on all of this. The gas crunch that is undermining all of your European allies, governments, it's baffling, the whole thing.
I'm not saying we wouldn't do it, but it's if people were more than halfway sure, and then the coming pain in Europe, especially Germany, especially the real motor of the EU, that is the worst thing you could do if you're America and you're not quite sure how things are going to shake out. I mean, we're pretty sure how things will shake out in the next century. We see the way the winds are blowing generally. But if you think you're going to have to kind of fight for Europe's affection in this way that you wouldn't have had to 20 years ago, this would be the dumbest thing you could do in the long term.
I don't know. I mean, I think there might be some understanding that Russia now being a live player, willing to go to war to to the extent that it has, right there in Europe, I think is now pushing all of these countries into the arms of the U.S. And if doing something like this could just be, guaranteeing that they have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, it's been kind of one step forward, one step back, though, kind of. Because in February, it seemed like it's a totally new day, and we have had these nations that we never thought would join NATO joining as fast as they could. But then you saw the quality of life hits that they took, and it slowed a lot of things down. If this fucks things up as bad as we think they might, I don't know. We might see more of those steps back. But I mean, the other side is, what if it's just typical shoddy Russian construction?
It's possible.
I mean,
I don't think that there's any. It doesn't make sense to me that Russia did it, which some people are alleging. But I have no fucking. I have no idea. No idea what's going on. All I know is that all of the signs are good and positive.
Yeah,
and everything is getting better, and there's nothing to worry about.
I love just fucking vomiting every petroleum byproduct into the ocean at the behest of pretty much a mirror match, Russia versus smaller Russia. Oh God, I want Robert Taft now. I want 60 Robert Tafts in the Senate. I want isolationism. I want Charles Lindbergh. I want to discover his baby and put him in the Senate.
Matt, as you said, winter is coming. Winter is coming for Europe, and it seems like it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. And then you have Liz Truss in the UK just doing a suicide bombing run on her own economy for some reason.
They're undoing Brexit.
How so?
She's going out of her way. She's rolling out the red carpet for the Brussels guys in a way that Boris would have never.
Look, we all had a laugh at the expense of the British and the death of their beloved monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. But you can't help but notice that 2 days after she died, the entire country of England is just circling the drain.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's just, oh my God, the pound is cratering. And Truss, Liz, our gal Liz, is instituting a massive slate of tax cuts during a period of wild inflation.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I guess she wants to do the Ireland thing of just being a tax shelter, but guess what? Ireland's in the EU, dummy. You're not access to that market anymore. You can't not access to that network now. You got nowhere to go. It's pretty crazy.
I guess the thinking there would be that you're the financial hub for the Commonwealth. Oh God,
which is fucking shrinking every day as countries become republics.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I mean it seems like there's not going to be a UK that much longer.
No. They're on the speed run. They're on break this motherfucker up speed run. Get back to just England being England again.